and beyond. Echoes of the
Since we mentioned Zak Bagans in one of the Angelic Orb episodes, I'm gonna just let them know what a huge fan we are, Zak. Can't wait to meet you one day. We're part of the Travel Channel, Discovery Channel family, and because of you, we've had a most profound experience at our haunted cabin in the Gorge. So we were watching the Ghost Adventures, which is one of our favorite things to do. Basically, to make fun of Zak and all the guys getting scared. You know, sorry.
I don't think I would have mentioned that. Then.
That's part of it, Zak. You know, the comic relief of getting scared to death. But after he was being scratched and scared out of his mind, I said, "Well, Charisse, this is all we have to do. Is if there's spirits here, let's just call them out and see if we can get something to happen." Didn't I?
Yes, you did.
So I walked over to the bay window and I put my hands out. I said, "If there's any spirits here, show yourself. Give us a sign." And 2 seconds later, wham, wham at the front door. And it was loud and it shook the entire cabin.
Shot me out of my chair.
Shot her out of her recliner and she ended up in the fireplace, if I remember correctly. And we were both looking at each other like, what just happened? Because it was on cue. It was an intelligent response. And the door was locked. The screen door was locked. And the gate.
The wraparound porch gate was locked.
Everything's locked.
Because we went through the whole, who came up to our door and knocked on the door?
Right.
Well, pounded on the door.
So I ran straight over to the door, opened it up to find the screen door locked and the gate locked as well. So there was nobody around playing any games on us. And then when I started trying to emulate the sound that we heard, I started banging on the outside, banging on the inside, and the sound that I was able to emulate that sounded closest to what we felt and heard was coming from the inside of the door.
But you could never make the whole cabin shake.
No, it'd be like a sledgehammer going up against the door as hard as you could.
But the door didn't have damage or whatever.
Right,
so.
Exactly.
So
So it was a supernatural bam bam.
We're gonna go with that, yeah.
That hit
that's when I said, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe there's something going on here.
You started becoming a little bit of a believer.
A little bit of a believer. Still had a skeptical side to it, but yeah, that was definitely the thing that shook me. I think that's what I've said before about that, because it really did. It was like, wow. I mean, I literally got up and ran across the room. It was scary. Matter of fact, now my heart's pounding again.
I can tell you that was a game changer for me, because we made a new rule that this cabin does not like being disrespected or provoked in any way, and that is something that we are adamant about. When people come up to the cabin, they cannot make fun of the cabin, make fun of the lady who passed away in the cabin.
Make fun of us believing in a ghost, any of that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
There's no mocking of anything at the cabin.
But even when the energy gets a little bit bad, which we learned from some people about saging and crystals and keeping the vibrations up. Because even when our energy's off, we've had a little tiff, a fight or whatever, the cabin kind of lets us know that's not cool.
So the best way to keep vibrations up is to play Margaritaville Jimmy Buffett music all the time. Shout out to Jimmy, my hero.
But yeah, there's always music going on, and we've learned some other things, which we'll probably discuss in some other episodes about the crystals and the tuning forks and things like that. But yeah,
but that was the beginning of you becoming a believer that maybe your husband's not crazy. All these phone calls over the last several months, because it was only in there a few months when this stuff started happening.
Yeah.
And then the big thing really happened shortly after that.